everyone, it's Vic from At Forever Scrapping, sharing my first design team layout with my new design team kit that I've been given to work with from Lottie Loves Paper. It's the new crepe paper Snowflake collection and it is simply beautiful. I was so excited to be able to work with it, and I've only had it a few days and managed to do 3 layouts already, so I'm really enjoying using it and having a lot of fun with it as well. So I'm scrapping a photograph today of myself with our dog Snowy. We didn't name her that. We rehomed her when she was 18 months old, and her previous family had called her Snowy because her birthday was in December. But she does love playing in the snow and being out in it, and goes all puppified, as I think most dogs probably do in the snow, chasing snowballs and zoomies. So we've been out for a walk in the snow and playing, and I managed to catch this photograph of me with her at the end of the day in our local park. So I decided first off this is going to be quite a simple layout. I'd already had an idea in my head of what I wanted to do before the kit arrived, but I just wanted to do a simple layout for my first go with the papers. I wanted to keep it nice and clean and simple so that the photograph of Snowy and I really stood out on the page. And I used a few of the papers from the collection to back the photograph, and then used my electronic cutting machine, the Silhouette. I found this alternative cut file of a bit more of a modern snowflake for my layouts. I wanted snowflakes to feature on it, but I didn't want to have all the fiddly, flimsy little ends to snowflakes, so I went for this round design which had the snowflake punched out of the middle. So I think I cutted 15 out altogether from the knitted paper in the collection, and then I topped that with some vellum which I'd also cut on the Silhouette, the same size, just to try and soften the edges a little bit. I just didn't want it being too harsh. Now in the middle of that cut file is actually like a negative, which was like the pointy snowflake. So what I did with those is I flipped it over so it was the reverse of that paper from the collection, and then stapled that on top of my paper and vellum layer. I just thought it made the snowflakes stand out just a little bit more on my page. So I attached them onto the page using glue dots. I thought that would be better than getting glue coming up through the cut file, and I also didn't want the vellum stuck down completely. So I'm just lining them up on my page, just to make sure that I'm happy with where they are, and in a fairly straight line. I always think after doing layout, oh, I should have used a ruler, or I should have drawn a line, should have done this, but at the time I just get so engrossed in what I'm doing that it completely slips my mind. So I'd also, before sticking these down, had added a bit of colour to my white cardstock background. I've got some pink Distress Oxide spray, so I literally just gave it a shake, unscrewed the lid, and then tapped it down so it was like little dots of pink rather than big splatters of it all over the page. So I've laid them all down there. Now I don't know if you've ever ordered anything from Lottie Loves Paper, but when that pizza box arrives from the postman and all your goodies are inside, Sarah has always wrapped it carefully, and it's always lovely presented with wrapped in like some tissue paper of different colours. And my kit paper had arrived and it was wrapped in some white tissue paper, so I thought I would make full use of that extra bit of packaging and use that to put my my backing papers onto, just to soften the edges of them, because I just didn't want the page looking too geometric. Like I didn't want the lines to be really hard. Snowflakes come in all different shapes and sizes, and they're not rigid. To me they're floaty, and I thought the tissue paper would just bring a little bit of that floatiness and delicateness of the snowflakes to the page. So in my stash I had some of these silvery holographic thicker alphas. I decided to use those for the title for this page because I didn't want anything to draw your eye away from that main photograph, because after all that's to me that's what my page was all about, that photograph. I didn't really have to put much journaling on the page. I think it says it all really in Snowy's face and my face. So I did think about putting some more tissue paper behind that, but felt it wasn't grounded enough. It was a bit floaty. So just using some packaging there to make sure that my lines are straight when I put my title on. I didn't want a wonky title on this layout. I also added some journaling after popping the title on. Not a lot, but I had a silver pen. I thought black would be too dark for the page, so I did my journaling with some silver pen that I had. So other than a few more finishing touches, adding that bit of journaling and adding some enamel dots around my title to just add a bit of interest to the page and to highlight the title a little bit more as well, so it didn't look like it was floating around too much on my page. I think the enamel dots were from the Holly Jolly collection. That was my layout completed. It was really quite simple. I mean, you don't have to have a cutting machine to be able to do a page like this. You could use a punch, like a heart punch, any shape, squares, hearts, butterflies. You could even maybe hand draw them and cut them out. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed my video. This is my first one from the Crepe Paper Snowflake collection, which is over at Lottie Loves Paper. If you like my video, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. That would be lovely, and any comments I will try and reply to. Thank you very much for watching, and if you like what I've done, you can always find me as well over on Instagram if you search for @foreverscrapping. Thanks and bye.